And hello, welcome to another live stream World Series Game 6. We could have a champion crowned tonight. Los Angeles Dodgers come to Toronto to take on the Toronto Blue Jays. Dodgers trail 3-2. Dodgers in a must-win Game 6. The Blue Jays looking to bring a World Series championship to Toronto for the first time in 32 years here at home. They can wrap it up tonight. We will preview this game momentarily. First of all, let's start with a prayer. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day, and thank you for everything you do for us, Lord. And please protect these players and fans alike, Lord. Please keep everyone safe and look over everyone, Lord. And look over us as we ask this in your name, Lord, we pray. Amen. Dodgers and Blue Jays. Blue Jays coming off winning 2 out of 3 in Los Angeles to take the series lead 3-2. Blue Jays will send Kevin Gausman to the mound tonight. They will take on the Dodgers starting pitcher Yoshinobu Yamamoto. A complete game in Game 2 for the Dodgers. He's pitched 2 straight complete games in the postseason. They're going to need another great performance from him again in a must-win game in this Game 6. If the Dodgers want to stay alive and force a 7th and deciding game, which would be tomorrow. Here's the lineup the Dodgers will send out tonight. Again, couple changes. Of course, Ohtani DHing and leading off. Will Smith, the catcher, will bat second. Freddie Freeman at first base will bat third. Shortstop Mookie Betts is the cleanup hitter. Teoscar Hernandez in right field will bat fifth. Max Muncy at third base bats sixth. Kike Hernandez in left field will bat seventh. Tommy Edman in center field hitting eighth. And Miguel Rojas getting the start at second base and batting ninth. So it is Ohtani, Smith, Freeman, Betts, Hernandez, Muncy, Hernandez, Edman, and Rojas. The batting order for the Dodgers tonight. And they will take on Kevin Gausman, getting the start for the Blue Jays in Game 6. Gausman getting his fifth start of the postseason, 6th appearance overall. He's 2-2 in the postseason. He's given up 7 runs, 14 hits. He's pitched 24 2/3 innings. He's walked 9. He has struck out 18. His postseason ERA at 2.55. As he will take the mound, looking to bring the World Series championship here to home to Toronto. Or not home, to bring championship to Toronto. Dodgers will have to win 2 in a row north of the border. If they want to go back-to-back, they would be the first back-to-back World Series champions since the Yankees teams of the late 90s and 2000. Yankees won 3 in a row in 98, 99, and 2000. That's the last. It's hard to believe that's the last time we have had back-to-back champions in Major League Baseball. As the Rogers Center is absolutely on fire on this Friday night. To recap this series, Blue Jays took the opener in emphatic fashion, 11-4 win in Game 1. Of course, Yamamoto pitched Game 2. He's the one that gave the Dodgers the complete game in Game 2 and a 5-1 win. Gave up just 1 run on 4 hits in that complete game win. And then, of course, we had the 18-inning marathon in Game 3 that was won by the Dodgers 6-5. Blue Jays bounced back and took Game 4 6-2. And the Blue Jays won Game 5 on Wednesday 6-1. So since that 18-inning game in Game 3, the Dodgers have been held to 3 runs and 10 hits total combined in Games 4 and 5. Their offense has just not found the rhythm after that Game 3 win. but they have been shut down by great Toronto pitching in games 4 and 5. And they're going to try to find an offensive spark here in game 6 to keep this series alive and send it to a 7th and deciding game, which would be tomorrow at the Rogers Center. One way or another, somebody's going to win a championship in Toronto, either tonight or tomorrow. And it's actually an interesting stat. It's the first time in Major League history the season will begin and end outside of the United States. Of course, the season started this year in Japan by the Dodgers. Dodgers and Cubs played that 2-game series in Japan to start the season. We are just about set to go in game 6. Gausman finishing his warm-up tosses on the mound. Toronto, a big surprise in Major League Baseball this year, finished in last place in the American League East a season ago. Followed that up this year by winning the American League East. They tied the Yankees for the AL East title, but got the AL East title by virtue of their season series win over the Yankees. Tied the Yankees for the best record in the American League, and have just come out of nowhere this year and have marched it all the way down to 1 win away from a World Series championship. Gausman's warm-up tosses are complete. Ohtani getting set to come to the plate. Ohtani in the postseason hitting .250. He's got 8 home runs and 14 runs batted in. Has also walked 14 times in postseason play. And here we go. Ohtani stepping in the batter's box. And we are set for game 6. Blue Jays going in there with their powder blue uniforms once again tonight. Ohtani in the box. First pitch, game number 6 from Gausman to Ohtani. Swing and a miss. Ohtani, .250, as I mentioned, average in the postseason. He's 6 for 19 in the World Series for an over 300 average. Strike 1 pitch to Ohtani, swing and a miss. 0-2. Gausman ready. Ohtani ready in the box. The 0-2 pitch. Little low. 1-2. One-two pitch. Downstairs. Counts even. 2-2 on Ohtani. Two-two pitch. Ohtani fouls it off. Stays alive. Another 2-2 to Ohtani. Swing and a miss. Ohtani strikes out for the 23rd time in the postseason. And there's 1 out. And the batter will be the Dodger catcher, Will Smith. Smith in the postseason hitting .265. Will Smith with a high bouncer. That's going to roll foul. Strike one. Wise choice there by Clement at third base to let that roll foul because he was not going to throw Will Smith out. Comes the 0-1 pitch. Down low, 1-1. One pitch, swing and a miss. 1-2. One-two pitch to Smith down low, 2-2. Two to Smith, line foul, and the count stays 2-2. Two pitch from Gausman to Smith. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Gausman to begin this game. And it'll bring up Freddie Freeman. Freeman this postseason hitting .237. Got a couple home runs. Gausman's pitch to Freeman inside. Freeman in the World Series hitting 5 for 20 for a .250 average. .1-0 pitch hit foul. That will even the count 1-1. One swing and a miss. 1-2. One, two, swing and a miss. Gausman strikes out the side in the first. Blue Jays coming up for their first at-bats in Game 6. So the Blue Jays will be coming up for the first time here in the bottom of the first inning. Let's take a look at the lineup they will send out for Game 6. Back in the lineup tonight is George Springer. He's DHing and leading off. Lucas in left field will bat second. He did not get the start in Game 5. He's back in the starting batting order tonight. Guerrero at first base will bat third. Bo Bichette, second baseman, hitting cleanup. Dalton Varsho in center field will bat fifth. Alejandro Kirk, the catcher, he's in the number 6 spot tonight. Addison Barger in right field will bat seventh. Clement at third base will bat eighth. And Jimenez, the shortstop, will bat ninth. A little bit of a different lineup for the Blue Jays tonight as well. Springer, Lucas, Guerrero, Bichette, Varsho, Kirk, Barger, Clement, and Jimenez, the batting order for the Blue Jays. And they will take on Yoshinobu Yamamoto, getting his 5th start of the postseason. He's 3-1, 2 consecutive complete games. He's given up 5 runs, 17 hits, 28 2/3 innings in postseason play, walked 4, and struck out 26. His ERA in the postseason is a mere 1.57. Springer will lead it off here in the bottom of the first. In the postseason, he's hitting .246. He's got 4 postseason home runs. So here we go, bottom of the first. Springer stepping back up to a nice hand from the fans in Toronto. He's missed the last 2 games after coming out of Game 3. Yamamoto's first pitch, bottom of the first, strike 1. Springer 3 for 11 in this World Series. Strike 1 pitch, swing and a miss. Springer behind 0-2. Hard swing there. O2 pitch to Springer upstairs, ball 1. One-two pitch from Yamamoto, bounced foul. Count stays 1-2. Boy, Springer's still not 100% out there. He's swinging the bat hard, and he's still bothered by that injury, you can tell. 1-2 pitch in no swing. According to the first base umpire, which you need to run down the umpiring crew, I failed to do that at the beginning of the game. Adam Hamari behind the plate calling the balls and strikes. Will Little over at first, Adrian Johnson at second, Mark Wegner at third, John Tumpani down the left field line, Alan Porter down the right field line. 2-2 to Springer is foul. Two pitch is on the ground to short, and Springer is retired for out number 1. Batter will be Nathan Lucas. Lucas in the postseason hitting .309. 4 for 16 here in the World Series. And strike one. That's hit. All right, under the glove of the third baseman, Muncy. And Lucas is on. Let's see how they score that. It was a chopper to third, and it went right under Muncy's glove. They're going to give Lucas an infield hit on that. Or a single, I should say. And here's Guerrero. Hitting .415 in the postseason with 8 home runs. 15 batted in. Strike one. He's hitting 8 for 22 in the World Series. 0-1 misses inside. Counts now even, a ball and a strike. Yamamoto's 1-1 to Guerrero. Hit to third. Muncy. Go to second. 1. On to first. 2. 5-4-3. Double play. Ends the bottom of the first inning. One inning in the books in Game 6. Dodgers, Blue Jays, no score. Mookie Betts will be the leadoff hitter for the Dodgers here in the second inning. Want to update you on my upcoming schedule on the live stream. We'll be on with you noon Eastern tomorrow. College football, undefeated Navy and North Texas, I think, is going to be the featured game. We'll have to see if I have access to that game because of this little carriage dispute with YouTube TV and ESPN, but I have ESPN Plus through the Hulu pack, so I think I'm still going to be able to access that. So if I can, Navy, North Texas will be a football game in the noon window tomorrow on the live stream. And of course, if there is a World Series Game 7, I will be on for the live stream on that tomorrow night. If there is no Game 7, there will be an FCS football game tomorrow. So either be a college football doubleheader on the live stream tomorrow or college football in the afternoon and World Series Game 7 at night. So top of the second inning, we go. Mookie Betts in the cleanup spot tonight. He will lead off in the Dodgers' second. Betts this postseason hitting .234. Gausman struck out the side in the first inning. And he's back to work here in the second. Gausman against Betts. First pitch, top of the second, is bounced foul, strike one. Strike one pitch, swing and a miss. 0-2 will count on Mookie Betts. Oh, 2 from Gausman to Betts. Hit foul. Count stays 0-2. Betts struggling in the World Series, hitting just 130. Oh, 2 is upstairs, 1-2. One-two pitch. Betts fouls it off. Count stays 1-2. Another 1-2 to Betts is on the ground to third. Long throw across the diamond, 1 out. And the batter will be Teoscar Hernandez, number 5 hitter in the Dodgers lineup. Hitting 286 in this postseason, 5 home runs. Gausman's pitch to Teoscar Hernandez, swing and a miss, strike 1. Hitting 7 for 22 in the World Series. Strike 1 pitch to Hernandez, fouled back, and it's 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Gausman. And it brings up Max Muncy. Bases empty, 2 outs. Muncy this postseason hitting just 188. Hitting 150 in the World Series and takes a strike. Strike 1 pitch. Down low, counts even 1-1. One to Muncy, swing and a miss. A ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch to Muncy in the dirt, low, 2-2. Comes the 2-2. Foul. Muncy stays alive. Gossman looks in again on Muncy and delivers the 2-2 pitch. Down low. That'll fill the count. Three-two payoff. Swing and a miss. He got him. Strikeout number 5 for Gossman. Dodgers retired in order in the second. Bottom of inning number 2 coming. No score. Dodgers Blue Jays. So Bo Bichette will lead off the bottom of the second. So Bichette leading off the bottom of the second. Postseason hitting .313, 5 out of 16. First pitch from Yamamoto, bottom 2, strike 1 to Bichette. Oh, 1 is down low, 1-1. One pitch is on the outside corner, strike 2. One-two swing and a miss. Bichette strikes out, went after a low one, 1 down in the inning. And the batter will be Varsho. Varsho hitting .258 in the postseason. Hitting 5 for 22 in the World Series. Ball 1. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1. One is off the plate. 2-1. Two-one pitch hit foul, and that will even the count 2-2. Two-two pitch in the air, popped up. Shortstop Mookie Betts makes the play. 2 out. And here's Alejandro Kirk, the Blue Jays catcher and the number 6 hitter. Kirk hitting .254 in the postseason with 5 home runs. Kirk takes strike 1. In this World Series, Kirk is 6 for 18. .333 average with a couple homers. 0-1 misses inside. A ball and a strike now, the count on Kirk. One pitch. Outside, 2-1. Two-one to Kirk is outside. Counts now 3-1. Yamamoto's 3-1 pitch to Kirk. Strike 2. One of the hottest hitters in the Blue Jays lineup, Addison Barger, is on deck. Comes a payoff pitch to Kirk. Popped up. Right center field. And the catch made by Tommy Edman. Blue Jays retired 1-2-3 in the bottom of the second. On we go to the third. 0-0. Dodgers Blue Jays. So through 2 innings, we've only had 1 base runner, and that was the hit by Lucas that went under the glove of Muncy, but he was erased on a double play. And it will be Kike Hernandez leading off the 3rd inning for the Dodgers. This postseason, he's hitting .273. So the Dodgers still looking to get their offense. This is a Dodgers team that scored only 3 runs total the last 2 games. And tonight, Gausman has struck out 5 of the first 6 Dodgers. So let's see if the Dodgers they're needing to break out of this offensive funk if they want this series to continue into tomorrow night for a winner-take-all Game 7. Hernandez will be followed by Edman and Rojas, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters here in the Dodgers' 3rd inning against Gausman. And meanwhile, on the other side, Yamamoto continuing right where he's left off his last 2 postseason starts. 2 consecutive complete game wins for Yamamoto. And wanting to get a good start again here for the Dodgers. So here we go, top of the third. And what is still through 2 innings, even though we haven't hardly had any offense, what is still an electric Rogers Center. Downtown Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Kike Hernandez steps in here to lead off the third against Gausman. As Gausman steps back up on the mound. First pitch, top of the third. Gausman to Kike Hernandez. Ball 1. Hernandez 4 for 19 in this World Series. 1-0 pitch. That's right down the middle for strike 1, a ball and a strike. One pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2 on Kike Hernandez. Gausman looks in and delivers the 1-2 pitch to Kike Hernandez. Down low, 2-2. Two pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. That is 6 strikeouts for Gausman. And it'll bring up Tommy Edman. Edman in the postseason hitting .232. Couple home runs in postseason play for Edman. That is lined over Guerrero and into right field. Extra bases for Edman as the Dodgers have their first base runner of the game. It's a 1-out double for Tommy Edman. And the batter will be the number 9 hitter for the Dodgers, Miguel Rojas. Rojas hasn't played a whole lot in the postseason. He's hitting 3 for 10 in postseason play. Swing and a miss. Set a pitch down low, 0-1. Just his third at bat of the World Series. He's 0 for 2 in his previous 2. A 1 is low, 1-1. One pitch. Foul ball. It's 1-2. Ohtani is on deck. Gossman's 1-2 to Rojas. Down low, 2-2. Gossman's 2-2 pitch to Miguel Rojas. Called strike 3 at the knees. 2 down, and it brings up Ohtani. Now, walking Ohtani is an option here because that would set up a force play, as it would put runners at first and second. And they are indeed going to walk Shohei Ohtani intentionally to pitch to Will Smith. But like I say, it does set up a force play this way with runners at first and second. So here's Will Smith, a strikeout victim his first time up. Strike 1. One-zero pitch from Gausman to Will Smith. Lined into left field, and that's into the corner and fair. This is going to score 1 for sure. Edman scores. Holding at third is Ohtani. RBI double for Will Smith. Dodgers strike first in Game 6, 1-0. So this time the intentional walk to Ohtani backfires. And Freddie Freeman will be the batter. Freeman fouls it off, strike 1. And still 2 runners in scoring position. Pitch down low. Nice stop there by Kirk. Keep that from getting past him. That would have brought in a run. 1-1. Gausman is the one bad part of this game for Gausman. He's already approaching 50 pitches, and he's not out of the third inning yet. 1-1 pitch. That's inside. 2-1. Gausman's 2-1 pitch. Down low, it's 3-1. Mookie Betts is on deck. And the 3-1 pitch. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded with 2 outs for Mookie Betts. And Pete Walker, Blue Jays pitching coach, coming out of the dugout to have a word with Gausman. Mookie Betts a ground out to lead off the second inning. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Ohtani at third, Smith at second, Freeman at first. Already a run in for the Dodgers on the RBI double by Will Smith. So here we go. Meeting on the mound is over. Gausman against Betts. Bases loaded. 2 outs. The pitch from Gausman. Outside. Ball 1. Gausman's 1-0 pitch to Betts. Strike 1. Evens the count 1-1. One pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Gausman's 1-2 to Mookie Betts. Foul ball. Betts stays alive. Another 1-2 pitch. Into left field for a base hit. Ohtani scores. Smith coming around. The throw home offline. 2-run single for Mookie Betts. 3-0 Dodgers in the third. So this is a way for the Dodgers to break out of their offensive funk, a crooked number here in the third inning. And the batter's Teoscar Hernandez. Hernandez struck out his first time. Check swing foul, strike 1. Pitch to Hernandez, a swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Pitch. To Teoscar Hernandez. Swing and a miss. But the damage done in the third as the Dodgers plate 3 on 3 hits. They left 2 on. We head to the bottom of the third, and I've got a scoring update to tell you about here at the half-inning break. It's 3-0 Dodgers as we go to the bottom of the third. Be the bottom third of the Blue Jays lineup here in the bottom of the third. Scoring update. Back in the first inning, the ball that Lucas hit that went under Muncy's glove was originally scored a hit. That has now been switched, and they have given Muncy an error on that. So Lucas has the hit taken away. And they have credited Muncy with an error. Never been a big fan of that change in the play. After once you've made the call, you've made the call. You should not be able to go back later on and change the call. So here's Barger to lead off the bottom of the third for the Blue Jays. Barger in postseason play hitting .346, but he is hitting almost .500 in the World Series, .471. So here we go. First pitch, bottom three. Yamamoto with a 3-run lead now. Strike one to Barger. And there's a strike. Count goes to 0-2. Barger rips it foul. Stays alive. Yamamoto's pitch to Barger. Line. That's fair. Down the left field line. Barger's hot World Series continues, and he's going to have a leadoff double. Barger's World Series average now up to 500. And that is now officially the first hit of the night for the Blue Jays. And it'll bring up Clement. Clement also a hot postseason hitter. He's hitting .391. Hitting .318 in the World Series. Take strike one here. Pitch foul, and Clement now in an 0-2 hole. Oh, 2, swing and a miss, strike three. Clement strikes out, big first out for Yamamoto here in the third, and it'll bring up Jimenez. Jimenez in the postseason hitting .228. Hitting just 158, however, in the World Series. Takes the first pitch high, ball one. One 0 down low, 2-0. Two 0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Now on Jimenez. Top of the order, Springer is on deck. Two 1 pitch, that's high, 3-1. Three 1. Swing and a miss. Count goes full, 3-2. Payoff pitch from Yamamoto to Jimenez. Hit to second. Nice pickup. And the throw to first in time for out number 2. It does advance Barger to third, but there are now 2 out. That was a great play there at second base by Rojas. That was a rocket. Here's Springer. Grounded out his first time up. His first time in the lineup since game 3. Ball one. One 0 pitch down low. It's 2-0. Barger, the runner at third. 2 outs. Bottom of the third inning. 2-0. That's low and outside. 3-0. Check swing over to first, but no swing. So let's see with a 3-0 count if Springer takes a pitch here. He swings away, lines it into right center field. That's going to be a base hit. Barger scores. Springer an RBI single. Blue Jays on the board. It's 3-1. So after a quiet first 2 innings, offenses have both woke up here in the third. And Lucas will be the batter. Lucas 0 for 1. Reached on an error, as he originally had a hit, but that was changed to an error on Muncy, and hits it foul, strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch to Lucas. In the air to left. That's playable out there, and the catch made. in left field by Kike Hernandez, and that'll do it for the Blue Jays in the third. Dodgers get 3 in the top of the third. Blue Jays answer with 1. And we head to the fourth in Game 6, 3-1 Dodgers. Dodgers will have Muncy, Kike Hernandez, and Edman due up in the fourth inning as the Dodgers sent 8 men to the plate in that third inning and picking up 3 runs. They matched their run output there in the third inning with 3, with their run total from the last 2 games combined. So Teoscar Max Muncy, leading it off here in the fourth. He was a strikeout victim his first time. 8 strikeouts for Gausman through 3 innings. So Gausman back to work here in the fourth after a little bit of a rough third inning. First pitch, top 4, swing and a miss, strike 1. On the ground to third, and the throw over to first in time, and Muncy the first out here at the top of the fourth. Brings up Kike Hernandez. Gausman's pitch to Kike Hernandez is popped up on the infield, and 2 outs very quickly here in the top of the fourth inning. Catch made there by Bo Bichette at second base, and that will bring up Tommy Edman. Edman doubled and scored in that 3-run third inning. Strike one. Pitch to Edman. A little off the plate. That'll even the count of ball and a strike. Gausman ready, and the 1-1 pitch to Edman. Swing and a miss. 1-2. One, two, downstairs, 2-2. Two is foul. Count stays 2-2 on Tommy Edman. Two pitch in the air, popped up. Clement makes the catch in a 1-2-3 top of the fourth. Nice bounce back inning by Gausman. After that rough third, we go to the bottom of the third. 3-1 Dodgers. Guerrero will lead it off in the bottom of the fourth. It'll be Guerrero, Bichette, and Varsho. 3, 4, and 5 hitters. In the bottom of the fourth inning for the Blue Jays. 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Dodgers. 1 run, 2 hits. No errors for the Blue Jays so far. So if there is a Game 7 tomorrow, the deciding game of the World Series, be, again, same time, just after 8 o'clock Eastern, as all the games have been. So a World Series championship is going to be won in Toronto either tonight if the Blue Jays come back or tomorrow night. And of course, I'll be on right here on the live stream with you tomorrow night should there be a Game 7. If there is no Game 7, I will have a college football live stream. One for sure in the afternoon. And then depending on what happens here, will depend on if I have Game 7 or another college football live stream later tomorrow. So here's Guerrero to lead off the bottom of the fourth inning. Yamamoto back to work for the Dodgers. So here we go. First pitch, bottom of the fourth. Strike one. Guerrero grounded into a double play that ended the bottom of the first. Strike one pitch from Yamamoto's inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. One one. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Yamamoto ready. The 1-2 pitch to Guerrero. Strike 3 at the knees. 1 down in the bottom of the fourth. Guerrero didn't like that strike 3 call. That sure looked like a pretty good pitch. That's right there. Here's Bo Bichette. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Bichette, a strikeout victim, back in the second. Outside, 1-1. Yamamoto's 1-1 pitch to Bo Bichette. Lined into left. That's going to be a base hit. Man, Bichette is aboard with a 1-out single here in the bottom of the fourth. And the batter will be Dalton Varsho. Varsho hits it foul, strike 1. Varsho a pop out his first time. Back in the second inning. 0-1. Little low, ball and a strike. One, a swing and a miss. 1-2. Now the count on Varsho. One-two pitch. Bouncer to second. That could be 2. On to second, 1. On to first. Double play. And that does it in the bottom of the fourth. Second double play turned by the Dodgers tonight. We head to the fifth. 3-1 Dodgers. Be Rojas and the top of the order, Ohtani and Smith, due up in the fifth inning. So here we go. Rojas 0 for 1. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. He will lead it off here in the 5th. Gausman back out here in the 5th. He's at 67 pitches through 4 innings. So Gausman against Rojas. First pitch, top 5, ball 1. Rojas is one of 8 strikeout victims against Gausman so far in this game. And take strike 2. Here's the 1-1. And that's lifted in the air to right. Play ball in right field by Barger, and he's got it for the first out here in the top of the 5th inning. And here's Ohtani. Struck out and intentionally walked his last time up and scored one of the 3 Dodger runs in that 3-run third. Pitch on the way to Ohtani. Strike 1. A 1 pitch. A little low, 1-1. Will Smith on deck. One. Strike 2. 1-2 on Shohei Ohtani. Gausman's 1-2 pitch to Ohtani. Outside, 2-2. Two pitch to Ohtani, lifted in the air to left. That is curving foul into the seats. Another 2-2 pitch on the way to Ohtani from Gausman. Down low, and that'll fill the count, 3-2. Three-two payoff. That's foul. That went right off Ohtani's foot. Have to walk that one off. Another 3-2 payoff. That's foul. Count stays 3-2. Another 3-2 payoff pitch. Ohtani hits it to first. Guerrero will take it himself. And there's out number 2. So Ohtani 0 for 2. And here's Will Smith. RBI double in the third inning that started the scoring. This will be pitch number 80 from Kevin Gausman. It's outside, ball 1. One-0 pitch from Gausman. Little low, 2-0. Here's the 2-0. Lined into left. That will be caught. And another 1-2-3 inning for Gausman. Midway through Game 6, Dodgers looking to force a Game 7, lead this game 3-1. Going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Blue Jays, Kirk, Barger, and Clement. In the bottom half of inning number 5. So bottom of the 5th we go. Kirk to lead it off. Kirk 0 for 1 so far tonight. Yamamoto is at 58 pitches through 4 innings. First pitch, bottom 5, strike 1. A 1 is a little off the plate for ball 1. One one. Bounce foul. 1-2 now the count on Kirk. One two pitch is foul. Count stays 1-2. Yamamoto's 1-2 pitch again to Kirk. Down low, 2-2. Two. That's hit foul, and the count will stay 2-2. And another 2-2 foul ball. Barger is on deck. Another 2-2. Bouncer foul. What a battle this is, Yamamoto and Kirk. 8th pitch of the at-bat. And he went around and swung at ball 3, and it's a strikeout. 1 down. And it'll bring up Barger. So Yamamoto ends up winning the battle against Kirk. Barger's 1 for 1 on the night. Ball 1. Two and 0 now on Barger. Barger doubled and scored the Blue Jays' run in the 3rd. Takes the 2-0 strike right down the middle, 2-1 now. Two-one pitch. Three one. Strike 2. Count goes full. Blue Jays bullpen loosening for the first time. Lewis Varland up in the Toronto bullpen. Pitch from Yamamoto. Called strike 3. Back for Yamamoto here in the bottom of the 5th. And Barger, if not the hottest hitter in the Blue Jays lineup in the World Series, did not take the bat off his bat one pitch, that at bat. And it'll bring up Clement. Clement and bounces this one off the glove of Betts, and he's going to have himself an infield hit with 2 outs. So Clement with an infield single, and it'll bring up Jimenez. Jimenez 0 for 1 and flies this ball into center. And the catch made by Tommy Edman to end the bottom of the 5th. Blue Jays get a 2-out single, but nothing afterwards. Well, on to the 6th, in game 6, 3-1 Dodgers. 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Dodgers. Freeman, Betts, and Teoscar Hernandez. In the top of the 6th inning, Dodgers with a 3-1 lead. Both teams have only left 2 runners on base in this game so far. Runners on base have been a little bit of a problem both ways in this series. Freeman will lead it off in the Dodgers' 6th inning. Freeman has walked and struck out. See, if Gossman's at 82 pitches through 5 innings. We saw Varland warming up in the Toronto bullpen. So we will see if Gossman will come back out for the 6th or if his night is done. Gossman is back out, at least to start the top of the 6th inning for the Blue Jays. Again, 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Or I'm sorry, 3, 4, and 5 hitters, excuse me. Freeman, Betts, and Teoscar Hernandez. In the Dodgers' 6th. As the first pitch from Gossman set to be delivered here in the top of the 6th inning to Freddie Freeman. Strike 1. 0-1 pitch. In the air, popped up, and the catch made for the first out. Jimenez with the grab. And here's Mookie Betts. Betts is 1 for 2. 2-run single to finish off that 3-run top of the third for the Dodgers. Pitch to Betts is at the knees, strike 1. Oh, 1. Outside, counts even 1-1. One pitch is a chopper that's foul. Kirk tried to grab that quickly before it went foul, but was unsuccessful. It's 1-2. One-two pitch is a grounder to second, and play made. That was shortstop Jimenez making the play for out number 2. In the Dodgers' 6th, and it will play Oscar Hernandez. 2 struck out both times, both previous at-bats against Gausman. Strike 1. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 6th for Toronto. It's going to be the top of the order. Springer, Lucas, and Guerrero. 0-1 is outside, a ball and a strike. One pitch to Teoscar Hernandez. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Hernandez back in the box. Gausman set. And Gausman's 1-2 pitch to Teoscar Hernandez. Down low, 2-2. Two pitch. On the ground to short. Jimenez. And the Dodgers retired 1-2-3 in the 6th. Gausman's gone 6 good innings. Had that one bad third inning. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, it's still 3-1 Dodgers. And again, the top of the order, Springer, Lucas, and Guerrero, 3 scheduled hitters for the Blue Jays. In the bottom of the 6th. So Springer 1 for 2 in the game. RBI single that drove in Barger, that one run in the bottom of the third. So despite trailing 3-1, Blue Jays have out hit the Dodgers by 1, 4-3. Yamamoto at 75 pitches through 5 innings. First pitch, bottom 6, a bouncer to short. Mets, 1 pitch, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Here's Lucas. 0 for 2. Few stars in the house at the Rogers Center. Eugene Levy in attendance. Looked like I might have been checking on Yamamoto just to see if something was wrong there. Got a warm-up pitch, and he gives a thumbs up, so whatever it was. It's like everything is square now. So back to work. Yamamoto against Lucas. Ball 1. One zero. There's a strike. 1-1. One is low. 2-1. 2-1 swing and a miss. 2-2. Two is low, and the count is full. Payoff pitch to Lucas. Popped up. Center field. Edman under it. 2 outs. And here comes Guerrero. Bases empty. 2 outs. Guerrero 0 for 2 tonight. Takes strike 1. Grounded into a double play and struck out in his 2 prior at-bats. Strike 1 pitch from Yamamoto. Outside, 1-1. Guerrero rips it into left field. That's going to get down and bounce all the way to the wall. Guerrero will be in at second with a 2-out stand-up double here in the bottom of the 6th. It will bring up Bo Bichette. Cleanup hitter, Bo Bichette, the batter. Meeting on the mound. Before Bo Bichette steps up to the box. Bichette is 1 for 2 on the night. So the mound meeting is over. And here we go. Bichette trying to drive in Guerrero. Strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. Upstairs, 1-1. Bichette at the plate represents the tying run. One pitch. Upstairs again, 2-1. Two-one pitch from Yamamoto to Bichette. Bouncer foul. Count goes to 2-2. And this next pitch now from Yamamoto will be pitch number 90. So don't think he's going to get his 3rd consecutive complete game. Does not appear with the pitch count at 90 pitches. Guerrero, the runner at second. 2-2 pitch to Bo Bichette. Upstairs, full count, 3-2. Dalton Varsho is on deck. Here's a 3-2 payoff. That's foul, and we'll do it again. And right as I was saying, it's probably not going to be a complete game. The Dodger bullpen starts to loosen. Justin Robleski warming up in the bullpen. Yamamoto turns and looks Guerrero back to second. Varland up in the Blue Jays bullpen. He was up earlier. Here's the 3-2 payoff pitch inside, ball 4. And it's runners at first and second with 2 outs for Varsho. Saw Gausman in the dugout with his hoodie on. That tells me he's probably finished for the night. Tying run is on with 2 outs. Varsho at the plate represents the go-ahead run. Foul ball, strike 1. Yamamoto gets ready for the 0-1 pitch to Dalton Varsho. Down low, 1-1. Guerrero at second. Bichette the tying run at first. One. Chopper, that's foul, and it's 1-2. Alejandro Kirk is on deck in case Varsho gets on. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Yamamoto got him to chase a low one. Yamamoto goes 6. We head to the late innings into the 7th. 3-1 Dodgers. 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Dodgers. Muncy, Kike Hernandez, and Edman due up in the 7th. And it is indeed the end of the night for Gausman as Lewis Varland will come in the top of the 7th for the Blue Jays. Varland making his 14th appearance in the postseason. Got an 0-1 record. He's given up 7 runs, 13 hits, and 14 innings. He struck out 16. So the final line for Gausman, 6, 3 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. All 3 of those runs he gave up came in the 3rd inning. It was a little bit of a rough 3rd inning, but other than that, he shut this Dodgers lineup down. But that one bad inning could cost him the loss here tonight. And Max Muncy will lead it off in the Dodgers' 7th. Muncy is 0 for 2 tonight. Again, should there be a Game 7, it would be tomorrow. Have not seen anything as far as who the starting pitchers would be in that game tomorrow night. So on we go to the top of the 7th inning. Blue Jays now into the bullpen. And Muncy leads it off. First pitch from Varland, top of the 7th inning to Muncy. Ball 1. "1-0, there's a strike on the inside corner. Counts even 1-1. "1-1. In the air to right, playable out there, and Barger's under it for the grab, and there's 1 out in the top of the 7th. Kike Hernandez. Kike Hernandez 0 for 2 tonight. So we saw Gausman, the starting pitcher for Toronto, go 6 tonight. Will Yamamoto be finished after 6 innings? Hernandez fouls the 0-1 pitch off. It's now 0-2. Strikeout and a pop out tonight for Kike Hernandez. Average in the World Series has now dropped under 200. 0-2 pitch is missed, 1-2. One-two pitch. Up high, check swing over to first, no swing. And the count is 2-2. Two-two pitch misses low, and that'll fill the count. Payoff pitch, bounced foul. Count stays 3-2. Three-two payoff. Strike 3. And Kike Hernandez knew it. He started walking back to the dugout before the strike 3 signal was officially given. 2 outs. And the batter's Tommy Edman. Edman 1 for 2 on the night. doubled and scored in that 3-run third inning. Takes ball 1 here. 1-0 pitch. Little outside. 2-0 on Tommy Edman. Two-0 swing and a miss. 2-1 now the count on Edman. Two-one pitch. Strike 2. And the Blue Jay fans rise at Rogers Center. Payoff, or the 2-2 rather. Bats outside. Now it's full. 3-2. Payoff 3-2 pitch to center. And a 1-2-3, top of the 7th for Varland. Time to stretch in Toronto. 3-1 lead for the Dodgers. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Blue Jays, due up in the bottom of the 7th. Kirk, Barger, Clement. And it will not be the 3rd consecutive complete game for Yamamoto, as he's going to be pulled here after 6 innings. And Justin Robleski coming in to pitch for the Dodgers, coming in for the 3rd time in the postseason. Hasn't given up any runs yet and just 1 hit. He's only pitched 2 2/3 innings in postseason play. He struck out 2. So Dave Roberts going with Robleski. Pitcher who hasn't pitched much in the postseason. Now, this is the one thing with the Dodgers. Their bullpen has been very, very shaky. That might be part of the reason Roberts is bringing Robleski in, who hasn't pitched a whole lot in the postseason. Give him a chance and make Toronto face a guy that has not been seen a whole lot. I think the only game he's appeared in the World Series was that Marathon Game 3. Alejandro Kirk will be the first batter Robleski faces. Robleski did pitch an inning and 2/3 in Game 3. Threw 28 pitches in that game. So it'll be, here's Kirk leading off in the bottom of the 7th for the Blue Jays. Down by 2. So the numbers on Yamamoto: 6 innings. And the first pitch to Kirk is high, ball 1. 6 innings for Yamamoto, 5 hits, 1 run, it was earned, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. 1-0 pitch to Kirk is a strike. That'll even the count of ball and a strike. 1-1. Kirk hits it foul, and that'll get out of play. 1-2. 96 pitches thrown on the night for Yamamoto. And Kirk a swing and a miss, strike 3. And Kirk strikes out for the first out of the bottom of the 7th. Brings up Barger. Barger's 1 for 3. Doubled and scored the Blue Jays run in the 3rd inning. Barger takes strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. That's a high chopper to second. Quick throw to first in time to get Barger by a step. That was a high chop. It seemed like it took forever to come down. And once Rojas came down with it, he had to throw immediately to first base to retire Barger by a step. And the batter will be Clement. Base is empty and 2 outs. Clement 1 for 2 tonight. Ball 1. Clement, 1-0 pitch is hit in the air to left. That's going to be over the head of Hernandez and off the wall. And Clement will pull into second with a 2-out stand-up double. So Clement with his second hit of the night. He's aboard at second with 2 outs on a double, and it'll bring up Jimenez. Will Smith out to the mound to have a word with his pitcher. As well as Mark Pryor, the pitching coach, out to have a word with Wroblewski. Runner at second, 2 outs. Jimenez representing the tying run at the plate. And the Dodgers do have their closer, Sasaki, up and loosening in the bullpen. Swing and a miss by Jimenez. Strike 1. Ground out and a line out tonight for Jimenez. 0 for 2. And the pitch is foul, and Jimenez is in an 0-2 hole. Oh, 2. Hit foul, and the count will stay 0-2. Top of the order, George Springer is on deck. Oh, 2 pitches high to Jimenez, 1-2. So if the Dodgers get out of this still with a 2-run lead, will they bring in Sasaki for a 6-out save? 1-2 pitch, that's another foul. Jimenez hanging in here. 1-2. Low, 2-2. Two pitch to Jimenez. Another foul. Good battle here. Be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Two. Swing and a miss. Jimenez strikes out. And Robleski will pump up as he gets off the field. 2-out double, but the runner stranded. We head to the 8th. Still 3-1 Dodgers. Rojas and then the top of the order, Ohtani and Smith. Due up in the 8th for LA. All 4 runs in this game scored in the 3rd inning. Dodgers started the 8th inning scoring, or the 3rd inning scoring, with a Will Smith RBI double that brought in Tommy Edman. Then Mookie Betts, a 2-run single that scored Ohtani and Smith. For the Dodgers, 3 runs in the top of the 3rd. Blue Jays answered with their 1 run on a RBI single by George Springer that scored Addison Barger. For the 4 runs in this game. Rojas will lead it off in the Dodger 8th. He is 0 for 2 tonight. Dodgers, despite leading this game 3-1, have been out-hit 6-3. Dodgers 6 outs away from forcing a 7th and deciding game tomorrow night. And Varland back out to the mound for the Blue Jays here in the 8th inning. So Varland will start his 2nd inning of relief. Rojas against Varland. Top of the 8th inning. First pitch in the air to right. 1 pitch and 1 out in the Dodgers' 8th inning. And here comes the top of the order, Ohtani. And John Schneider making his way out of the dugout. So it looks like Varland was just in there to face Rojas. Ohtani is not going to face Varland. He's going to face Mason Flaherty. Flaherty comes on for the 11th time in this postseason. He's given up 4 runs, 8 hits, in 6 innings. He's walked 2. He has struck out 9. Postseason ERA of 6. So Varland, an inning and a third. 1 strikeout, 17 pitches. He came in and did everything he was asked to do. 4 batters faced, 4 outs. Ohtani is 0 for 2 tonight. He has reached on a walk. He's also struck out and grounded out. Ohtani's offense here in the last 3 games has struggled a little bit. Counting. Ohtani is 0 for his last. Does have some walks in there. So here's Flaherty against Ohtani. First pitch to him. Ball 1. It'll be the top of the order for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 8th. Springer, Lucas, Guerrero. Ohtani fouls the 1-0 pitch off. It's 1-1. Ohtani was intentionally walked in the 3rd and scored one of those 3 runs. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. And delivers the 1-2 pitch. Downstairs. 2-2. Two-two pitch. In the air. That's hit pretty well. That's off the wall. Ohtani into second with a 1-out double. Boy, I didn't think he hit it that hard, but that ball kept carrying, and it hit off the wall. And Ohtani's got a 1-out double. And it'll bring up Will Smith. So a runner in scoring position, a big insurance run at second there for the Dodgers. And the Dodgers have elected to intentionally walk Will Smith. Again, that'll set up the force play. They intentionally walked Ohtani in the 3rd, and it backfired. So let's see if Freddie Freeman can make the Blue Jays pay for this decision again. Ball 1. One 0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Ohtani at second, Will Smith at first. 1-1 pitch to Freeman. High in the air to right. Barger is there. He's got it for the second out. No tag. Two down in the top of the 8th. Mookie Betts. 1 for 3, a 2-run single to finish off that 3-run third for the Dodgers, which has held up to this point. Kirk going out to have a word with his pitcher. Seranthony Dominguez is starting to loosen in the Blue Jay bullpen. Dan Seranthony Dominguez Schneider makes his way out. So the third pitcher of the inning for the Blue Jays will be Seranthony Dominguez. Out for the 11th time in the postseason. He's 2-0. He's given up 4 runs and 4 hits in 10 innings. Walked 8. Struck out 9. That is a very high walk total for Dominguez. He's coming on. Get asked to get this 8th inning and keep this a 2-run game. Runners at first and second. 2 outs. An Ohtani double. He's at second base. Will Smith was intentionally walked. He's standing at first. Dominguez trying to get out of this 8th inning with a 2-run spread. Dodgers looking at a little bit of insurance. Again, for the Blue Jays, Springer, Lucas, and Guerrero in the bottom of the 8th. Big spot in this game. So has finished up his warm-up tosses. Mookie Betts coming up to the Betts looking for another big hit to go with that 2-run single back in the 3rd. Dominguez's pitch to Betts. Strike 1. Strike 1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. One pitch. Pop foul. It's 1-2. One, two. Low, 2-2. count. So Ohtani and Smith will head start on this 3-2 pitch. He held up. Dominguez is 3-2. Ball 4, the bases are loaded. Bases loaded for Teoscar Hernandez. 0 for 3 tonight. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Two strikeouts and a ground out tonight for Teoscar Hernandez. Ball 1. Dominguez looks in on Teoscar Hernandez. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Hmm. 1-2 pitch to Teoscar Hernandez. Time called before the 1. 1-2. He got him! Hernandez strikes out. The Dodgers leave him loaded in the 8th. We go to the 8th. It is still 3-1. Los Angeles, the top of the order. Springer, Lucas, Guerrero. In the bottom of the 8th, and the Dodgers on Sasaki. Try to get a 6-out save tonight. Sasaki out for the 9th time. He's got 3 saves in the postseason so far. He's given up 1 run, 4 hits, 9 2/3 innings. Walk 4, struck out 6. ERA for the post under 1. So here we go. Bottom of the 8th. Springer, the top of the order. for 3 tonight. The Blue Jays run back in the third. First pitch, bottom 8, ball 1 to George Springer. One-0 pitch. Oh, look out! 2-0. That came up and in to Springer. Two-0 pitch to Springer. Strike 1. Defensive change to tell you about after this at bat. Springer pops it foul. It's 2-2. Go ahead and tell you about now. Andy Pages has come into the game in right field, replacing Teoscar Hernandez. 2-2 pitch from Sasaki to Springer. On the ground for first and fair. Springer will hold at first. Injury contributed to Springer having to hold at first there, but he got that just past the diving Freeman at first base, and the leadoff man on for the Blues in the bottom of the 8th, and it'll be Lucas. Lucas tonight is 0 for 3. Takes outside, ball 1. Lucas did see error back in the first inning. 1-0 pitch. Strike 1. Counts even, a ball and a strike. Arrow on deck. 1-1 pitch misses high and outside. It's 2-1. Two 2-1 to Lucas. Outside, 3-1. Strike 2. Full count on Lucas. Three-two payoff. In the air to center. Edman under it, just short of the warning track. He makes the catch for the first out. And the batter will be Guerrero. One for 3. Take strike 1. doubled in the sixth. Makes you 0-1 low, a ball and a strike. One. Swing and a miss. 1-2. He was swinging to make it 3-3 right there. One-two to Guerrero. 2-2. Full count. Apologies, folks. Just lost connection there momentarily, but it's like we're back going again. Pay off to Guerrero. Ball 4 and the top. And now the go-ahead run coming to the plate in Bo Bichette. And Mark Prior coming out to the mound, along with the translator for Sasaki. One out, bottom of the 8th. 3-1 lead for the Dodgers in Game 6. Here we go. Here's the pitch to Bichette. Down in the top by Will Smith. Ball 1. One-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Bichette was swinging to make it 4-3 Toronto on that swing. Seen some hard swings. 1-1 pitch. Bichette in the air to left. Will it stay in play? Yes, it does. The catch made in foul territory for the second out. And it'll bring up Dalton Varsho. Boy, Mookie Betts went all the way from the shortstop position to make that catch. Two on with 2 outs. Varsho's popped out, hit into a double play, and struck out tonight. Sasaki's pitch. Swing and a miss. That'll get away from Smith. No advancement, though. Now, Sasaki, I think, was probably brought in for a 6-out save, but Sasaki's already about to throw his 23rd pitch. So will that change the strategy? 0-1 is outside, 1-1. One. Down in the dirt, 2-1. Two-one pitch. On the ground to second. We head to the ninth. The Blue Jays strand 2. 3-1 Dodgers. End of 8. Be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Kike Hernandez, Tommy Edman in the ninth. For the Dodgers, and they will be facing the 5th pitcher of the night. Pass it on for the 6th time in the post and hasn't given up any runs yet. Given up 1 hit. 6 2/3 innings. He's walked 1. He has struck out 8. So Seranthony Dominguez pitched a third of an inning, walked 1, struck out 1. So Max Muncy will lead it off in the top of the 9th. Hitless in 3 at night. So here we go, top of the 9th. Max Muncy, the batter, strike 1. Oh, 1 swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Strikeout, a ground out, and a line out for Muncy. 0-2 is foul. Oh, 2 is low, 1-2. One-two pitch, swing and a miss. 1 out in the 9th. Here's Kike Hernandez. He has struck out twice and popped out. Ball 1. One-zero pitch. That's foul, 1-1. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th. 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Kirk, Barger, and Clement for the Blue Jays. Swing and a miss on the 1-1. It's now 1-2. One, two, swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 outs in the 9th. And it'll bring up Tommy Edman. Edman is 1 for 3. A double and a run scored in that 3-run third. Edman lines it into left. That is curving foul. Strike 1. Oh, 1. Hit foul, and Edman's in an 0-2 hole. Oh, 2. Upstairs, 1-2. One-two pitch. Bouncer. And the throw to first, a 1-2-3, top of the 9th. Blue Jays need 2 to tie it in the bottom of the 9th. Kirk, Barger, Clement due up 6, 7, and 8 hitters, 3-1 Dodgers. So I have not heard, and I'm looking, I haven't seen any official Game 7 starters. So I'm just going to throw this as a would it happen, and maybe they already have announced starters and I'm just not finding it. But I'm going to throw this out there for a Game 7. Will the Dodgers start Kershaw in his last game in the major leagues? Don't know if they'd stay with him very long, but would they go ahead and start him as just a nice gesture? Just a thought I had. Toronto, I would guess, is going to go with Scherzer. If there is a game, if the Blue Jays do not come back here. Sasaki is back in to try to finish this 6-out save. He threw 25 pitches in that 8th inning. So this is the case. Will the Blue Jays be patient even though you're down 2 with that pitch count a little high for Sasaki for the closer? Will they be a little more patient and run that pitch count up on him? Even if they don't come back tonight, it would very much, I think, limit his availability for tomorrow night. Kirk to lead off the bottom of the 9th. He is hitless in 3 at-bats tonight. Dodgers 3 outs away from forcing a 7th and deciding game. As Kirk steps up to lead off the bottom of the 9th for the Blue Jays. First pitch, bottom of the 9th. Strike 1 right down the middle. Oh, 1. Kirk fouls it, and he's in an 0-2 hole. Nearly everyone standing at the Rogers Center. Dodgers do have action in the bullpen. And Kirk gets hit on an 0-2 pitch. Coming out to look at Kirk, as is manager John. That came up and got him right on the left hand. So Kirk, a leadoff hit by pitch here in the 9th. And Barger, the batter. And Kirk's going to be lifted for a pinch runner here. Miles Straw will be the pinch runner for Alejandro Kirk. By the way, another defensive change for the Dodgers. Center field to play center field. He replaces Tommy Edman. So here's Barger, 1 for 3. Foul ball, strike 1. Barger represents the tying run. Sasaki's 0-1 pitch to Barger. Outside, 1-1. If the Blue Jays can get one more man on, they can get back to the top of the order. 1-1 to Clement. In the air to left. That will get out of play. 1-2. Barger back in the box. And Sasaki's 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. Miles Straw, the runner at first. He came on as a pinch runner for Alejandro Kirk. Two-two. In the air to left center field, backhand. That's going to be off the bottom of the wall. It gets stuck underneath the padding. That's probably going to be a rule book double, although the umpires are letting it go. Straw has come in to score, and all the way to third base goes Barger. And I think they're going to, the umpires are going to call Barger back to second and call Straw back to third. That ball got lodged underneath the padding. Yeah, you've got to call that a rule book double because that ball just got stuck down there underneath the padding. But the Blue Jays have two in scoring position with nobody out in the bottom of the ninth. And Clement the batter. Max Muncy having a discussion with third base umpire, with, I believe, the third. Might be Adrian Johnson. This is actually being reviewed. He might be checking it to see if that ball could. Miles Straw did the right thing and on third base. Sasaki's going to be pulled from this game. Save. And the Dodgers are bringing Tyler Glasnow in. Glasnow is on for the fifth time in the postseason. Of course, normally a starter, but they're bringing him on for a save, and this one inherits a little bit of a pickle here. Fifth appearance for Glasnow in the postseason. He's given up 3 runs, 12 hits in 18 innings. He has walked 11 and struck out 23. His postseason ERA is 1.5. Second and third, at least we think it's going to be second and third, nobody out for the Blue Jays. The runner at third doesn't mean anything. That's Miles Straw. But Barger at second base does. He's the tying run. Clement will be the batter, who's 2 for 3 tonight with a double and a single. Last time the Blue Jays were in the World Series in 1993. Remember the Joe Carter game-winning home run in Game 6 in the bottom of the ninth. Similar situation here. So Glasnow comes in, inheriting runners at second and third, nobody out. Pitch to Clement from Glasnow, popped up. Freeman makes the catch for a huge first out. And the batter will be Jimenez. Jimenez 0 for 3 tonight. Top of the order, George Springer is on deck. Pitch to Jimenez. Jimenez out. Line drive into left. Caught. Running catch and double play to end the game. A base running blunder by Barger. He got picked off base. I'm sure Toronto's going to have to lose at this point. Barger came too far off of second base. They're showing the replay now. Oh, yeah, he's out. This game's going to be over. That is a base running mistake you absolutely cannot make. Addison Barger has had a whale of a series, but makes a big base running blunder here that has just sent this series to a 7th and deciding game tomorrow night. My goodness gracious. Dodgers win it 3-1. 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the Dodgers. They left 5 on base, 1 run, 8 hits, no errors for the Blue Jays. They left 8 on base. Yamamoto will get the win. Gausman the loss, and Tyler Glasnow picks up the save. That's Yamamoto's 4th win in this year's postseason. And this 2025 World Series is going to go the distance. A Game 7 tomorrow night. Wow. So Game 7 tomorrow night after 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. I'll be back on for a live stream on that 7th and World Series champion tomorrow night up in Toronto. I'll be on with you in the afternoon for a college football live stream, and then with you tomorrow night for the final game of the Major League Baseball season and the one that decides a champion, Game 7. Dodgers and Blue Jays. Again, my name is John here on YouTube, Sports Bonanza John, my handle. If you like my content, really would appreciate a like and subscribe. Also on Kick, @SportsKick John. Back with you tomorrow. College football in the afternoon. and Game 7 tomorrow night on the live stream. Thanks for joining.